Good morning everyone. Today I will take the class of the class 12 biology, the asexual reproduction. Previously we have learned about the some of the different modes of the asexual reproduction. Today I will continue the different types of the different modes of the asexual reproduction. Previously we learned about the different modes of the multiple fission and fragments, budding, and today we learn about the different types of the binary fission. Okay. Binary fission, all of you know that what is binary fission. That is the total body divided into two parts. That is called binary fission. Binary fission different types according to the animals. First one, according to the plane of the region or division, binary fission also can be divided into four types. First one, simple or irregular, you can say. You can find out simple or irregular in amoeba. Okay. Next one, longitudinal. Example, euglena. Third one, transverse. Example, planaria, paramecium, and the last one, oblique. You can find out in a bacteria, that is called Serratium. So, four types of binary fission. First one, simple or irregular. That is, this type of binary fission occurs through that any plane or any region of the body. Okay, and you can find out simple or irregular in the amoeba. Longitudinal, that occurs through the longitudinal axis, along with the longitudinal axis of the body. That is called euglena. An example, euglena. Transverse, obviously it means the middle of the region, that is transverse section of the body, that is called planaria. And oblique, that is, you know that what is the sign of the oblique? This type of or this type of their body divided into this plane region or this type of plane region, that is called oblique. And you can find out the oblique, that is in Serratium bacteria. Okay, this is dinoflagellated. It contains two flagella. Okay, and in only you can find out the dinoflagellated bacteria, that is oblique. So let's see what is the simple or irregular. You can find out in the amoeba. Okay. So first, you know that amoeba are irregular in structure. That is interphase stage. Next, the amoeba start to, and the metaphase stage, the nucleus start to elongate. Okay. Next step. this is the stage of the amoeba that it occurs, that is simplet cell division occurs in the amoeban body to produce the daughter amoeba. First one, obviously this is simple or irregular amoeba, that is interphase stage. In the prophase stage the nucleus start to elongated, the vacuole is also present. In the metaphase stage the nucleus or the metacentriomes they are arranged in the middle of the region, and in the anaphase stage there are this structure you can find out in the cell division. Next the two amoeba are produced, the two in the telophase stage, and last the two daughter amoeba will be produced. Okay, daughter amoeba. Okay, so this is the simple cell division occurs in the amoebian body, that is called simple or irregular binary fission. Next one, euglena. You have seen all of these are microscopic structures, so that's why they are done the asexual reproduction. Euglena, you know that. So this is the euglena and this is flagella, and this divided through the longitudinal axis of the body. So that is called longitudinal, and then it is bifurcated in the middle of the region and then produce two daughter euglena. Okay, this is the asexual reproductive mode, or that is the longitudinal binary fission you can see inside the body of the euglena. Okay, next one. Transverse binary fission. Transverse binary fission means in the middle region of the body. You can find out in the paramecium, you can find out in the planaria. Planaria is one type of worm-like structure. this type of transverse section. It is divided into transverse section of the body, and from this part the another planaria will also be produced. Okay, this is transverse binary fission. Next one, oblique. Oblique binary fission only found inside in the dinoflagellated bacteria. Okay, not in the single flagellated. They are only bacteria, that is Serratium. Serratium's body are just looking like that. That is, the capsule is present inside the body, and there is the vacuole is also present, and they are dinoflagellated. And then their bodies start to divide just like the cell division, but only the bodies start to divide in the oblique region of the body. That is this type of structure. Then it produces two daughter bacteria. Okay. Okay, this is the transverse section, oblique binary fission. So 4 type of binary fission. First one irregular or simple, that you can find inside the amoeban body. Next one longitudinal, that is you can find inside the Euglena body. Third one, that is transverse section, you can find inside the Paramecium planaria. And another one, that is the oblique, that is you can find in the bacteria, dinoflagellated bacteria, that is Serratium. Okay, so you have completed the binary fission or fission. So 3 types you can know that is binary fission, multiple fission, and plasmotomy. Binary fission 4 types: longitudinal, transverse, simple or irregular, and oblique. Next one, that is multiple fission, encystation and sporulation. And plasmotomy, you know that the opens, you can their multinucleated body occurs. Next one, the budding, you can find out in the budding, that is the exogenous, endogenous, stabilization and hydra. Next one, fragmentation. And we move to the next type of the sexual reproduction, that is called regeneration. Okay, regeneration. What is the regeneration? The another type of regeneration means the regrowth or redevelopment. Okay, regrowth of injured part of the body. Okay, that is regeneration. That is replacement, that is redevelopment. If any part that got cut by any type of accident, that will be the breakdown or fragmented from the main body parts, that start to regrowth, and that forms the another region, another organisms, another body parts, anything. Okay, that is regrowth or replacement of the injured body parts. Okay, so regeneration is the 2 types. First one, morphallaxis. Another one, epimorphosis. Okay, so regeneration 2 types, that is morphallaxis and epimorphosis. Let's see what is morphallaxis. Morphallaxis means that is the 2 total development of the organism from an injured part. Total organisms develop, okay, from an injured body part. Whole body develop. From injured part, okay, whole body development, whole body develops from injured part, okay. Example, hydra, sponges, and also planaria, okay, planaria. If you observe this type of animal, you can find out that they grow very rapidly in an area because they can able to do the regeneration or regrowth. They any type of small fragments of their body, they can regrow the total organism from the small part of their body. So that is called morphallaxis, and that is the whole body developed from the injured part. Example, sponges, hydra, planaria, all of this, okay. Next one, epimorphosis. What is epimorphosis? Epimorphosis, just redevelopment or regrowth of the lost body part, okay. Redevelopment, not whole body, only the lost body part. Redevelopment of lost or any particular body parts, okay. Epimorphosis, two types. One is reparative, another one restorative. Reparative means only the replacement of certain tissue. Replacement of certain tissue. And restorative, that is the regrowth of lost body part, particular body, regrowth or redevelopment of certain body part, growth of certain body parts, okay. So what is the difference between the morphallaxis and epimorphosis? That is, the morphallaxis, from the small fragment of the body or injured part of the body, the whole organism can be developed, okay. And epimorphosis, only the redevelopment of the body parts. Only if you cut down your finger, any type of organs that is lost from your body, only that parts replaced by the epimorphosis, okay. Epimorphosis, and that is, epimorphosis is two types, reparative and restorative. Reparative means only certain tissue. If we cut down the any body parts, that is the repairing by the certain tissue. This tissue replacement is called reparative. And restorative means the regrowth or replacement of the lost body part. You can find out in the wall lizard, na, the tail of the wall lizard, certain times they will cut down or falling down, and after that you can observe that this type of tail part also start to regrow. This is called restorative. The particular body parts, particular body organ, anything that is formed from the injured part. So regeneration you have completed. The next one, sporulation. So binary fission, regeneration and sporulation. Spore formation, you can spore formation. Spore formation, what is spore? Spore, minute single cell, single. First one, you know that what is spore. Spore means minute single cell, okay. Minute single cell that forms new individuals, okay. all of you know that occurs in the any type of primitive type of animals or any type of primitive type of plants, that is the small or minute single cell produced through the asexual reproduction that helps to produce the new organism. Okay, minute single cell that forms new individuals. There is the spores of two types. Okay, the spore formation and asexual reproduction, that is spore two types. First one, motile. Motile spore means they can move from one place to another place. Another one, non-motile. They cannot move. They take the help of the air, wind, any type of natural force, and then they helps to disperse from one place to another place. But they are motile. They have the flagella. They contains flagella, and through the help of the flagella, they can replace or they can move from one place to another place. Okay, motile zoospore. Non-motile, chlamydospore, conidia. First one you can chlamydospore, conidia, oidia, sporangiospore. Okay, so then you can say that the spore formation, that is the minute, I repeat that minute and single cell that forms the new individuals, and there is two types of pores are present. First one, motile, that is zoospore. Zoos means animal. It is a very good question, and each and every year coming in the board exam, the why zoospore, why it is named so, why it is called zoospore. Zoos mean animal because it is behave like an animal. It can move from one place to another place, and it contains chloroplast. Okay, and it is able to do their own photosynthesis, that you can find this type of characteristics in the plants. Okay, so they are living. Motile, the zoospore, mainly they are called zoospore because they can change their place. That is called zoospore. It is the what is the functions of the zoospore? Obviously, they helps in the asexual reproduction. So why it is called zoospore and what is the functions of the zoospore? They are called zoospore because they can move from one place to another place. And what is the functions of the zoospore and another any type of, if there is a question what is the functions of the chlamydospore or conidia? Obviously, their functions are they are helps to do or are able to asexual reproduction and produce new individuals. Okay. So, we will give in details. Let's see. Zoospore. They can move from one, they obviously zoospore. Example, Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. Okay, so zoospore just looking like this type of structure in the zoosporangium. This is called sporangium and it is contains zoospore, so that is called chlamydospore. You can chlamydomonas, you can say zoosporangium. This is the structures of the body, and inside this there is the zoospore are present, just looking like that. They are dinoflagellated. Okay. When they get mature, there will be burst and it comes out from the sporangium, a chlamydomonas. Okay. Zoospore, if it is looking like, just look like this type of structure. It is obviously cell membrane, not they does not contain cell wall. Okay, cell membrane. It is chloroplast. It is chloroplast, and it is flagella. Okay. So this is the actually structure of the chlamydomonas, that is the zoospore. They contains flagella, chloroplast, obviously they are green in color, and cell membrane. They, that is the characteristics. They does not contain, they are motile. Obviously first one motile, the characteristics. Second one, move from one place to another place. that is called motile. Another one, it contains chloroplast. It does not contain cell wall. Okay, it is naked. Does not contain cell wall. Okay, and flagella helps to move. For proper dispersal, flagella helps to move for proper dispersal. Okay, so that is the characteristics of the juice spore. First one, motile, it contains chloroplast, does not contain cell wall, it is naked, and another one, flagella present, it helps to move from one place to another place, that is helps in their proper dispersal. Okay, juice spore, that is only motile spore. Other non-motile spore, conidia. Conidia, just looking at example, penicillium. Okay, you can find out conidia in penicillium. Conidia, just looking like it is single, it is present in, obviously first one, their main characteristic present in single or in chain form. Okay, it is just looking like the hand-like structure. It is branched. This conidia are present just chain-like structure. It is maybe present singly or that is maybe present. Okay, this type of structure, it is called conidia. It is called conidiophore. Okay, so penicillium obviously, and only exception juice spore, all of them, all the non-motile cells, all the non-motile spores are contain cell wall. Only exception juice spore. Okay, so characteristics of the conidia, obviously they present in single or in chain form 1, 2, 3, they are continuously formed in the chain. And next one, that is non-motile, and it is conidia, and the body, that is, you know that the fungi body is called hyphae. This is called conidiophore. Okay, next conidia. Next we learn about the chlamydospore. Chlamydospore, it is the most tough and rigid spore. Okay, very strong because it contains thick cell wall. Okay, thick cell wall present, store food and withstand against any natural disaster. Okay, any harsh condition. So it is just looking like a simple, very simple structure. It is present, just look like this type of structure. This is the chlamydospore. It is contains food and store, and it is the cell wall very thick and rigid, and it can contains with the any type of Okay, example agaricus, rhizopas. Okay, and different types of only one type of spores are not present in particularly only one type. You can see the chlamydospore in agaricus, you can see the oidia, we can see the sporangiospore that are also present in agaricus, rhizopas, mucor. Okay, so different actually depends on the condition. You have seen the amoeba, they can also produce through the simple or irregular binary fission. And another condition, if it is the Hertz condition is present, they can also doing their reproduction through the encystation and sporulation. So it is also depends on the condition, depends on the situation, depends on the environment. They form different types of the spore. You can add the another spores also. You have already learned about that in class 11. That is the basidiospore, ascospore. Okay, all of these are including in the spore formations. Different types actually spore formed by the different types of fungi and different types of bacteria mainly. Okay, this is chlamydospore. Next one, oidia. Oidia, that is small fragments of the harpy. All of you know that the body of the fungus is called hyphae. Their bodies are fragmented into the small parts and then they form the new individuals. Okay. Oidia, rhizopas, agaricus, you can say that. Just looking like this type of structure. Hyphae, body parts, small body parts. Their bodies are get fragmented. Okay. Okay. This is oidia. The small fragments of the hyphae or small body fragments that forms the another individuals. Okay, that is called oidia. Obviously, their characteristic cell wall contents. You can say that they are non-motile. They are help in the asexual reproductions, and main that is the small fragments of the hyphae. Looking like that. Next one, sporangiospore. Okay. Sporangiospore, you can find that is spore present inside the body or sporangia. Okay, inside the sporangia. So it is called